Hey YouTube, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you a 6-player free-for-all for Rome Total War. I will command the forces of Scythia, a faction I don't have a great tendency to use, but nonetheless I still do like to use all the factions. So it's me. The Armenian player over here is Achilles. Over here in a new box is Scary Boohoo, obviously playing as Greece, or Greek cities. Up here is the Numidian player, Clodius. And over here is Mithridates 6, who is Pontus, very, very true to history there, for Mithridates 6 was the king of Pontus. And there is Parthia, who is in command of Parthia, with a very nice Parthian army by the looks of things. Interesting bits and pieces in it too. So anyway, my forces are pretty standard for Scythian army, I guess. I don't use Scythia that much. You've probably heard me say it in my other videos where I've used them. I'm not the greatest at skirmishing. I think I'm okay at it. I'm better than I used to be. But this is a pretty standard Scythian build. I've got, I believe it's 6 units of gold, or silver gold, I can't quite tell there, units of Archer Warband, 2 units of, I think, the gold attack, chosen Archer Warband, and 2 units of horse archers, which I think either gold attack or gold, I can't quite tell in all this mix. I will be able to tell when they spread out a bit more, and I believe it was either 5 or 6 units of gold, and a couple of experienced headhunting maidens. Headhunting maidens are really in my opinion a bit of a ridiculous unit, but nonetheless a very powerful one, especially against cataphracts. So it's me, the Armenian player here. Slightly breaks CWB rule by having 3 horse archers, but it doesn't really matter, it's only 1 extra, I'm not too worried. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of gold heavy spearmen. He's got 1, 2 units of archers, and 1, 2, 3, 4 units of gold cataphracts. That's what it looks like his forces are. Now, these forces, I don't know if there was any upgrades on the Spartans, so he's got 5 Spartans, 3 units of heavy peltasts, and 5 units of generals armoured bodyguards. So, interesting build there, and probably not the greatest in my opinion, but you can make all sorts of builds work for if you know what you're doing. I can't see the flags here. Yes, I can. I'm starting to. 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing that's 5 units of Numidian archers there with silver upgrades. Looks to be 3 units of Numidian desert infantry and 4 Numidian legionnaires and 5 camels, I think. 4 or 5 camels, and they look to be probably gold. So it's a pretty decent Numidian force in my opinion. It can be pretty effective. And the Pontic player, so far I'm seeing 3 units of gold bronze shields, looking to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of gold I think, archers, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Cappadocians. Can't see their upgrades if they've got any. Yes, I can on this unit, gold, so they're probably all gold, and I think these are gold Pontic light cav, so a very nice little Pontic army there as well. The Parthian, looks like he's got 2 units of cataphract camels, they look to be gold. He's probably got 4 units of gold cataphracts. He's got some Eastern infantry, which not very good, but they can be useful if you know what you're doing with them. 6 upgrades or gold. Same with these 2 units of hillmen, and there's another Eastern infantry over here. So that are the forces on this game. So Achilles I mentioned these actually had more than 2 horse archers, and he was going to retreat it, but I just said just keep it. It's not like you've gone real bad and broken tons of rules, just a tiny little mistake. Sometimes you do accidentally bring 3, not really intending to bring 3, you just do it. But it's a bit behind here, so I figure I might try to take it out, get some quick early kills. So at the moment it's looking like Parthia and Pontus are going to have a crack at it. I want to go after Armenia because I believe I can rip into those cataphracts with my headhunters pretty quickly. He wanted to go for Greece, but I think he's going to ignore that and go for Numidia, which means I'll just go for Greece, because I believe Greece is like one of the easiest factions for Scythia to beat, in my opinion. Unless if you're going up against Scythia, you probably want to bring several militia cavalry. As long as you don't let them get caught, they can dish out some nice damage on them if you do it right. So here's a bit of a mistake, I think, by Achilles. I don't think he's got skirmish. Oh, yes he does. No, he doesn't. Yes he does. Yeah, he's going to get away from that just in time, I think. But I'm going to try and harass him a bit. No, he doesn't have skirmish on, so they're going to get destroyed by these horses pretty quickly, these Greek cavalry. So, yeah, these guys just go attack, I believe, my horse archers. So I'm going to bring them up to skirmish a bit and actually clean out these guys. Most of them are still, well, half that unit's still here. So I'm going to quickly attack it just in the melee and try and get those kills, as they're useful kills. So I get those kills. Let's see what else is going on. No one's really engaged fully yet. So I might just triple speed a bit, guys, until someone does. So when we did this fight, I think the host was this guy, Parthia. He was playing as Parthia because when I did it, it was around the time that CA released Parthia as their 7th faction for Rome Total War 2. So I think that's the case. I believe we were talking about some Rome 2 Total War stuff. Of course, that was a wee while ago now, obviously, when that happened. I'm just going to stop it here. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool they released Parthia at that point though, because it was our first Eastern faction by that point, and we were thoroughly needing an Eastern era faction, so that was good. So anyway, I'm putting my men into position here. I'm going to use these woods as a bit of cover. Not that I really need cover, but I'm going to use it for cover anyway, just in case someone tries something sneaky. Not that I suspect they will, but you can never be too sure. So, the Parthian has lost a few units trying to walk out over this way, and Armenia is preparing to take on Numidia, so that could be interesting. Numidia is an excellent skirmish faction. If you can skirmish good, you can be pretty effective with Numidia. I've watched some clan players do it. Walnuts, or the Walnuts clan, or the Heaven clan, I forget, he's kind of always dropping in and out. He's very good with Numidia. I've seen him do some pretty nice work with them, to be honest. And he is quite admirable to watch him use Numidia. I think he does an excellent job with them. And it isn't the strongest faction by any means, but if you skirmish correctly, it can be pretty devastating. So I'm going to begin shooting the flanks of these Spartans, obviously. Manubox is a shocking formation. I make a bit of a blunder here. I don't know really why. This is habit. I still just had a habit going to Cantab Circle. And over here, I do the same thing. Just habit. I don't really need to. There's no archers firing at me, and it's going to cost me one of my horse archers, which is a bit of annoying, but I'm going to be able to squish up his quickly get my other cavalry and squish up his armoured bodyguards quickly. But he is in range with some of his... I think he is. Okay, he might not be. I thought he was. But I'm going to be able to destroy most of his cavalry. I'll very thin it out quite a bit. But unfortunately, I do lose a horse archer unit, so, you know, it wasn't the grandest. Well, I don't lose it completely, but I lose pretty much everything in it. So that was a bit of a blunder on my part with the horse archers. But that's pretty much as far as I go for blunders in this fight, thankfully. So I'm going to move my men up and move them around the box. And just shoot every flank, so I'm getting some kills everywhere, and his men regroup very quickly. So yeah, but they're not really a challenge for my headhunting maidens. So over here, some of his men do actually get caught here, but I managed to kill them. So I'm just going to prepare soon to move men around different flanks. So the flanks of his Spartans are my target, but I don't know if I'm actually hitting a lot of them. Yeah, I am now. So if I were him, I'd actually be using these heavy pelters to shield the back so that some of the arrows hit them and not the Spartans, and then wait for me to run out of arrows, and then he'll be pretty much able to actually work that. But now he's going to break it and just try and catch me, which is never going to work. So I'm just going to tear into his units as best as I can. So now I'm going to send horse archers around this flank, but also I'm not foolish in that I know that his care alive, so I'll just keep an eye on that. And now I'm just targeting different units here, and now I'm going to pull some of my archers this way, I'll hold some in the centre, and I'll send some this way, and just generally surround them. And it looks like the Parthians destroyed the Pontic general.
Now they may turn and run. Attack! Attack!
So I'm just going to withdraw steadily. I mean, I've inflicted some casualties on his approach like this, but going from the front like this isn't going to work, so I need to get around the flanks. I'd like to get around them pretty soon. So I'm sending some archers this way, some cavalry this way to cover them. I need to make sure I've got cavalry to cover them in case he gets clever, but I mean, I don't think he will, but he can't really because he's not got the proper units to do so. So now I'm getting around to the flanks, getting flank shots, and over here I'm going to use my horse archers and my headhunters to squish the remainder of those cavalry units and wipe them out. Just want to thin out their numbers. I'm actually hitting some of these heavy pelters at the moment, although I am cautious to make sure I don't overdo it because I don't want to burn myself out of arrows and still find myself having Spartans left on the field. So at the moment I'm just laying fire down into units from the front, but I will be bringing some units around the flanks as well. Usually what I do is have 2 in the front, 2 on each flank, so I go all the way around and my horse archers in the back. He's got no show really of stopping me here. So I'm just getting my men around to the flanks now because it's not really going to work, but now his flanks are exposed here, so he's going to get plenty of flank shots there. My archers are shooting him in the back from this side. And I'm going to bring some horse archers right around here, so he's going to get swamped and blown to bits from every side now. And there's nowhere he can go. And this will be pretty frustrating for him, but this the price you pay for bringing an army like that, really, and going against Scythia. If I were playing on a free-for-all and I knew one of my opponents was Scythian and I was playing as the Greeks, I would do all my utmost to avoid the Scythian army until someone else had thoroughly thinned it out. Especially though if he hasn't brought any Cretan archers. If you're going to go against Scythia, you're going to need Cretan archers and some Jav-Cav, in my opinion, otherwise it's going to just be too difficult. And now he's just completely got men on every side of him. Archers this side, 2 this side, the one this side, some this side. There's nowhere he can go, and I'm thinking that is because his heavy pelters are getting spread out here. I'm going to try and knock some out with my headhunting maidens, see if I can rip some up, get some quick kills from them, and just pull out before I get hit with the Spartans. And as you can see, the Spartan bodies and pelters bodies and these generals just getting absolutely ripped to pieces. Again, people think Spartans are just invincible. A lot of people do. Not that I'm saying this guy did, but a lot of people do. But I mean, they're not even going to get any kills at all. They'll get no kills in this entire fight. They'll get destroyed by most of the archer warband and some horse archers. They won't even get a single kill in this fight. I don't think any Spartan gets a single kill in this entire fight, which is, pretty bad. He's just got it very ill-equipped to deal with. They're very ill-equipped to deal with Scythia. All the army he's brought is very ill-equipped, and as you can see, there's just Spartans lying everywhere. So, Spartans are certainly not invincible, and they're not good to be used in this fashion. They are just not. They are ill-equipped and inadequate in this kind of situation. if I were going to go up against a Scythian army with the Greek city-states, now the Greek city-states is certainly not a faction I would use against Scythia by any means. It'd be probably one of my last choices, if not my last choice. I would, to go up against Scythia, with them I would have a mixture of a large contingent of Cretan archers. I wouldn't be concerned about a powerful infantry contingent really. I have some infantry just to deter as cavalry, but I wouldn't go too hardcore with that, and I'd just go with a crap load of very heavily upgraded Cretans and a lot of militia cav and javelin units, and just hope I could outrange him and harass his units with my very well done Cretans. But as you can see, his Spartans have just been totally ripped to pieces, and he is not going to get any kills. So, a really bad army to approach a Scythian opponent, so I just tear that Greek player to bits. And Spartans even upgraded with tons and tons of quality points in squad resolution free for all like this, so I get loads. I'm on a really good road just by killing all those units. So not a single infantry unit got to me there, not the one. I only lost, his cavalry was the only thing that really hit me. So that is a beautiful sight for me, seeing that many dead Spartans and not one of them even touched me in battle. So that's a very sad day for Sparta indeed. I doubt this sort of thing is what they expected. Of course they believe the using the bow and arrow was cowardly, but it is just another very useful part of war in my opinion. So I move on to my opposition. So it's looking like it was a pretty close fight obviously between Numidia and Armenia, but Numidia looks to be the one who's going to come out on top of this, but there are still some cataphracts left, so yeah, I mean he could inflict some heavy damage though, but a pretty close fight. But it goes to Numidia. This fight between Parthia and Pontus was also very close, but it's going to go to Parthia, but extremely close. And yeah, it's pretty much, and I came out, I just dominated my fight, so I have heaps of men left. So I'm just using my horse archer unit here to run down routers, because I believe it's the fastest unit I've got at my disposal, plus I think it's out of arrows, so I'm just going to use it in this fashion while I get myself moved in towards the Armenian and Numidian player. And I think Numidia was trying to contemplate with Armenia if they could make an alliance against me, but I don't think Armenia wanted to do that. But it was good thinking on Numidia's part, because I'm definitely in the strongest position, and so all three of them could probably team up against me to have a chance of knocking me out here. Remember though, it is scored, so I mean there's the most high quality kills that will ensure the winner, but I have very high quality kills by killing so many units of Spartans without taking any casualties and still having such a large army left. I'm pretty confident by this point that I am definitely in the lead anyway, and I'm confident I'm going to be able to destroy the remainder of these armies myself, so I'm going to have a pretty good show of it in terms of what I've got kill wise and quality as well. Qualitatively I think I've done very well as well. So I'm just advancing up here guys. So here we go, Numidia's coming down. Armenia should have really assisted Numidia here, but he didn't want to, so I'm just going to go around the flank here. So I'm actually going to pin him with my chosen archer warband, because they can hold a line. Look at this, it actually routs one of his spearmen. And then I'm just going to come flying in from this side with my armor piercing headhunting maidens. While I hold him, my archer warband won't win this, but once my headhunters get in, he's pretty much finished. He does make a good move here using his infantry to try and catch me, but of course his men are so exhausted, and I knew this was happen, but they'd rout pretty much right out. So his men rout pretty much quickly. I knew my chosen archer warband could hold the line long enough, and that deals with the Numidian player pretty quickly, so a good game to him. And of course these cataphracts are really no challenge for any of my cav. Over here I was trying to bait some of these camels and units, and I'm harassing them. It appears I do have some missiles left in my archers, so I'm going to shoot them in the flank, see if I can get a couple of kills. And by this point the Armenian player is going to become fodder for my men here. And I'm just going to, my men are on skirmish here a bit, some of his cataphracts are chasing, I'm just going to turn him off and blow him with bits from all sides with my cav. So he does come in here with his cataphracts, and they play a pretty good wee fight for a little bit, but heat-hunting maidens, like I said, she'll have no trouble against cataphracts, and I just tear into them pretty quickly. So it's pretty cool to win with, well, I'm going to win, I might as well tell you. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant or cocky, but I mean, I had a very, did really well against the Greek player, and the quality of those Spartans is always going to make a massive difference in terms of how much I'm going to get. So he does actually swathe a nice little path of destruction through my units. There's a nice bit of work there from Armenian general, but he does die. And now all that's left is Parthia. She'll triple just to get this done, and I'm just going to flat charge him, organise myself and flat out charge. So I know it's over. And we just swamp them with heat hunting power, and that routs his cataphracts and gives me my victory. But good game there. Looks like Parthia did some nice work against that very large Pontic army, and good job on Numidia to beat Armenia. Armenia tough action, especially for the likes of Numidia. So yeah, but my Greek opponent really just didn't use his army very well at all. Not to be mean, I'm not being mean at all, I'm just saying. And I mean, those Spartans are just really high quality kills, so even unupgraded they still were tons of points. So I mean, by the time I got them I knew I pretty much probably won it already, as I've got definitely the most quality kills and I still have like all my army left, plus I can just flatten the rest of anyone else's army and get some more quality kills. So this one was pretty much standard victory for me. I had 941 men, 1,094 kills, and 706 men remaining, so I only actually lost to just slightly over 200 men. My closest competitor would be, in terms of kills, it'd be Parthia with 935. He did a pretty nice job there, but actually Achilles, who was Armenia, was second with 851. Even for some reason his quality kills must have been higher, which is interesting. The few kills that Scary Boohoo got were just against my horse archers, and maybe some of my headhunters got a little bit damaged, but for the most part, a couple of 600s there for Mithridates and Clodius. But that was a pretty easy victory once I sort of got a pretty easy opponent. Not that I'm saying my opponent was bad, I'm just saying that the way he used the army he had and the way he used it made it very easy to defeat him. So tons of kills for my archers. A couple of nice little, not a heap from the headhunting, so this one got nearly 100, but mostly they didn't really get much of a chance. Horse archers, this one got a bit caught out because I was made a wee slight blunder with it, but this one 151. Chosen archer will be 108, 139. This archer will be 106, 81, 71, 59, 36. So most of the kills go to my archers, just surround and destroy those high quality Spartans. I don't even think I got touched. So anyway, good game to Parthia, Mithridates 6th, Clodius, Scary Boohoo and Achilles. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon next time.